August 17th. We have Victoria back, and we are going to talk about Metro style, and
Yes.
it's Windows Metro style with WebDev. So here you go. I am going to make your screen larger now, and a quick note on WX DevCon. You guys know it's happening. Sign up soon. So here we go. It's all yours.
Okay. Thank you, Arnold. So, hello, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening and so on. And okay, today we are going to talk about Metro, also known as modern user interface. And my idea, first of all, I would like to clarify that I'm not a big fan of Microsoft, and it's not my intention making this webinar to promote Microsoft products or anything like that. It's just that I found that it was really interesting, really nice, the user interface they have designed for Windows 8, and I thought it was interesting to try to experiment a little bit about how to implement this in WebDev applications. So some weeks ago, I started investigating a little bit more about the principles of the Metro user interface, and trying to figure out how to implement this in an easy way in WebDev. So this is what I want to show you today. But I think before show you the example that I have prepared for today, it would be nice to talk about the Metro user interface principles, about the look and feel, and all the things that we need to know before decide to develop an application in WebDev, having this look and feel, of course. And I will show you how normally I do it. I will give you some tips and tricks about how to plan a good design. Okay, I hope you like it, and I hope you find it interesting. So I'm just give me a second because I'm hearing some noise from Skype. Okay, so Metro is known officially now as a modern user interface since the beginning of this month, actually. And it's a typography-based design language, which was created, of course, by Microsoft. And it was originally used in Windows Phone 7. And the key design principle of Metro is focused better on the content of the applications, relying more on the typography and less on graphics, like in previous designs of Microsoft. So the early uses of the Metro principles began as early with the Microsoft Encarta 95, and also with the version 2.0 of Messenger. And they later evolved into Windows Media Center and Zoom. And later the principles of Metro were included also in Windows Phone, many Microsoft websites, and in Xbox 360, and especially in the dashboard update, and of course in Windows 8 with the latest design. So the Microsoft design team says that the design language is partly inspired by signs. For example, the signs that are commonly found at a public transport system. So therefore, that's why they call it Metro. And I think they were inspired for the transit system in the King County Metro, where Microsoft has the headquarters offices in Seattle, as I understand. And This kind of design put more emphasis on the good typography, and it has large text trying to catch the eyes of the user.
So we can read it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So Microsoft says that the design language is designed to be sleek, quick, and modern, and it's a refresh from the icon-based interfaces, like in the old version of Windows, or also in Android, for example. But yeah, I mean, the emphasis is to show everything with small icons with a lot of colors and things like that. And in this case, with this design, they accomplish this by excluding all these superfluous graphics and colors, and instead of doing that, they rely on the actual content of the application, and that's the main user interface. So one of the characters or the principles of this design is this is not icon based, or the icons they actually they use, you will see later that they are completely flat and they are monochrome icons.
No color anymore?
No color anymore. I mean, the icons can have color, some kind of color, but they all have the same color. They are
Oh,
not
same
3D.
color.
They are yeah, they're flat, and normally they are white, but they can be they can have another color. That's depend of that's depend
Like
of your design.
like unicolor, like unisex type of thing.
Yeah, but you don't have the color on the icons, but you have the color in some other things called
Okay.
like bricks or something like that. But I will
Okay.
show you. I will show you later. Uh, and so all the instance in the application use fonts based on the Seagull font, which is a family of font that was designed by the guy called Steve Matson, and then he licensed this font to Microsoft, and actually this is the font that Microsoft has used in Windows Vista. So I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. So this design language was designed specifically to consolidate groups of common tasks, and this is mainly to speed up the use of the options in the applications, of course in the operating system also. And this is accomplished by excluding those superfluous graphics and relying more in the design of the application. They use mainly large page titles that then we will see in one example, and they also play with some kind of animations and design with transitions and user interactions, because they said that what they want to give the user is that the impression that the user interface is alive and is responsive, and it has some kind of sense of depth. I mean, they want to, yeah, they want to make believe the user that the application is modern and is alive, and in some way it's moving some way. So they include some animations and some transitions also in the operating system in this design. So this will be the typical Windows 8 start screen, and here we can see actually what I have just said. You can see, for example, the icons, they are flat, they are not 3D, and they are white, all of them. And actually, to represent different options in the interface, you don't need to use always icons. You can also use pictures, as you can see, some draws, and the titles, like start, for example, has big letters, and as you can see in the typography, they're using Seagull also. And this is the group of common tasks that I said before. This, for example, will be one group here. and then we'll have the other group here. We can just see some of the options. So it looks sleek and quick, and it looks modern, and the interface is completely flat, and it use completely the whole screen. So the user is, the user is focused mainly in the content of the application. So there were some legal issues actually with this design, and I didn't know that until this week. Someone in the chat said something about the name Metro, and I investigated a little bit because I couldn't find any place where they talk about this legal issue. And the only place where I found something was in Wikipedia, and they say that in the beginning actually of this month. Start some rumors saying that some retail partner, Microsoft, is a German company. I think the name is Metro AG. It seems like they have threatened legal action against Microsoft because they say that Microsoft is infringing the Metro trademark. So it seems like in the beginning of this month, they sent out a memo to all the developers and employees at Microsoft, telling that they have to stop using the term Metro until they find some kind of replacement. They need to find another name, or well, they have to go to the courts and the court and have settle some legal case. So Microsoft is temporarily referring to the design language as modern user interface. In actually the 9th of August, they say Microsoft is planning to use finally the word Windows 8 Windows 8 to replace the Metro, but this is only for the marketing. I mean, internally for the developers, they will use the term modern user interface. So this is because someone said this week that the Metro name was actually out.
I wonder how long it'll stay modern. That's the problem.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so let's talk about what is actually a Metro style application. The application have one window or one page, depending on if it's a desktop application or web application, of course. And this window supports actually multiple views. So unlike the traditional desktop or web applications, Metro style application has a single chromeless window or page that fills the entire screen by default, like we see in the previous example, for example. And so in this way, there are no distractions for the users. So this Metro style application can support different layouts and different views to create some kind of fluid and harmonious experience for the user, of course.
Hey, Victoria, are you designing this way for the desktop too? I mean, is it the same style?
No, not for the desktop yet. Actually, we have been doing something with some investigation with Mauricio in WINDEV. We have actually a template, not a template. It's like a model. How do you call it? I think it's a new model that we got from PCSoft that has this kind of style. They don't call it Metro. It's a Garbarit.
Beardy.
Yeah, a beardy Garbarit. Well, Garbarit is the word in France.
It's called Wetro.
Style.
It's a style. Yeah, it's a style. That's how they call it in
Style. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have anything in web, so that's how I came up with the idea of doing something for web.
WebDev.
To see for WebDev, yeah, just to see how difficult and could be. And actually, I think it's really easy. I will show you. So As I said before, the applications would use tiles instead of icons. Tiles, some people call it bricks. I think they are more tiles, like bricks. So when the idea is when the user installs your application, it has to show up a big window like this one with all the main options arranged like tiles. As you can see, they can have different sizes. There are no rules about the sizes or the colors they should have. There are no rules about if they need to use icons or not. Just the style is, as I said before, flat icons with the same color, and that's it. Very simple. So the
Victoria?
idea, yes.
The group on the right there, it's like a partial brick. Is that to tell you to swipe it or what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They use the whole screen, and then they group. They have different kind of group, or they also call it a list of options, which should be grouped, of course, having some kind of criteria. And then you have to make like a, how do you call it, not scroll, but because
Swipe.
swipe, yeah, exactly, like a swipe, horizontal swipe, something like that. Yeah,
Oh
that's
boy.
correct.
I gotta see your web page go swiping. That's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so some tips about uh, some tips or some ideas about how actually I did all this process. In the beginning, as I said before, I start investigating about the fundamental of Metro. So it's because I need to see, uh, mainly because, to be honest, I haven't installed Windows 8. I haven't seen Windows 8. I have seen just some screenshots somewhere, but I wasn't so much into the detail and the look and feel of Windows 8. So I decided to investigate on internet. I searched on Google, and I found a lot of articles about it. But I focus mainly in the documentation that they have in the Windows Dev Center, of course, and that's what I have used mainly to my research, my investigation, and everything. So then I look for some kind of inspiration on internet. I use Google. Um, what I do is what I normally do is I take a look to the image that we get as a result. You know, when you look, you search or look for something on internet on Google, you get some links, but you also can see some pictures as results. So normally, I'm more like a graphical person, or I
Very
put
visual. Very
yeah,
visual.
very visual, exactly. So I try to pick the image that call my attention, and then I try to go to that link and take a look, and that's how I found very interesting designs. And and then I try to search for some tools or some resources that allow me to get all the visual elements that I need to design my application. So I try to look for icons, or image logos, and so on. Of course, with the Metro style. So Mauricio told me some weeks ago about an application called Metro Studio for the icons, and actually that application is amazing. I think it's wonderful. It has been really helpful for me, and I really recommend the guys to take a look at it. And I will show you later how it works. And if you think or you believe that you are not a good designer, then you don't have to worry, uh, because I think if you are not into design, or you don't know how to use, or you don't use any design tool, then what you can do is try to hire someone who design for you all the visual elements that you need, and just use those elements in your design, just creating the template that you need in your projects, which is really easy in WebDev. So normally I try to make my own designs. I try to look for some visual elements and try to put everything together into a template. But I have read, for example, in the chat, some people asking, well, I'm not a good designer. What can we use to improve our designs in WebDev? Because if you use the normal templates in WebDev, they are fine, they are okay, but they are not wow. I mean, if you want something else, if you want to make a difference, then you have to make your own design. And if you're not a good designer, or if you're not into the design, you don't have to worry. You just have to hire someone and just let that person make the design for you, and then just put everything on the template and use it, and that's it. That's fine.
Easy.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Yep.
Okay, for the design, for designing the look and feel, basically what we need to know is the guidelines for the text and the typography of the Metro style application. Of course, the proper use of the font size, which are the weights, the colors that we can use, the tracking, the space, all this kind of information that will help us to give our Metro applications a clean look, that make the application, of course, easy to use.
Victor, what's the tracking value?
I will show you later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is all. This is in the specifications. Yeah, in the specification, in Microsoft, the developer page. Yeah,
Okay.
there are some interesting values or some interesting things that we have to keep in mind when we design the application. But I will show you later what I mean. So the idea is to make the application simple, clear, but to do it in that way, you really need to put some careful attention in the typographic detail. So this is why it's recommended that you apply these basic rules, like use the recommended fonts, use the recommended colors, the weight, the tracking values, follow the layout guidelines for the Metro style application. Then I can give you the links of these guidelines if someone is interested and take a look. There is a lot of information about it. Well, use all the tracking values provided by the Windows library for JavaScript style sheets. Even though we don't use JavaScript style sheets, we can define style sheets in WebDev, and then WebDev handle that automatically. I mean, and use all the contrast, weight, size, position, and so on to define and to distinguish all the different page elements that need to be distinguished in any Metro application, of course. So this is more or less the steps that I follow. First of all, these are the steps that I normally follow when when I have to create a new web application. The first thing that I try to define is the color schemes. So for Metro, you have to define also the Metro color schemes to use. There are many, so you have to choose. You have to decide which one do you want to use in your project. So I found an interesting link. And in this link, we have, I think, like 25 color schemes for Metro.
Can you copy that to the chat, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you mind?
No, I can help you.
Okay, I'll put it on the. Thank you.
Okay. No, this chat. Okay.
Ahí está, listo.
Okay. You just put it. Yeah. I show. Yeah. So here you have the gallery. It's just a screenshot gallery with 25 different color schemes, which are actually available in Windows 8. So you can use any of them. So what I did, I just choose one of them, and I base my color scheme, my color palette using this color. Just come back. Then the second step is to define the typefaces. As I said before, the main font used is Seago, and what we have to do also in our application is to define the style that we want to use for each kind of control. For example, for Seago, in Seago we have different kind of size or different kind of weight. I mean, we have the Seago light, the Seago semi-light, the Seago regular weight, semi-bold, bold, and so on for the different elements of the application. Then I will show you later what I mean. So the third step is to define the page layout. And to define the page layout, first we need to understand something that they call the Windows 8 silhouette, that I will explain. Then we need to find, or we need to gather all the icons that we will need for application. Just remember the icons are simple and they are plain and they are monochrome icons. And in order to do that, I use the application Metro Studio, and I will show you here.
Oh yeah, you can get that free right now.
Yeah, you can get this one free. Yeah, and it's actually wonderful.
Yeah, the version 2 just came out too.
Yeah. I installed it just a few days ago, and you have different categories, different collection of icons, and it's really nice because you just need to. Let's say you want something, I don't know, related with customer, then you just look for customer, and then you will get some icons with that style. And then the only thing you have to do is to select the icon, and then you can decide which size do you want, and if you want some background shape, and you can also change the background color and the icon color and define the size. So what I did is I actually took all the icons for my example from this application. I use the size 32 for the padding, and I think I use no, it was this one, but without.
I think you can choose a bunch of them at the same time and change the attributes, right?
I didn't do it at the same time.
I tried it. I think I picked a couple and then I could change them all. I think I can't remember. I don't think I did that.
Okay.
Because otherwise it would take forever to get the same color, you know.
No, because you define here, you define the color, and then when you select the next one, you have everything. You have all the settings.
They're all the same. Okay.
Yeah, the program keep all the settings. The only thing you have to do is to say export, and export the icon to the format that you want. And I use PNG.
Oh, I thought I was being smart too. Gosh.
So I have, for example, in my application, I have one folder where I have all the icons. For example, for customers, I have, well, you cannot see it because it's white. Actually, I use white icons, and then for the rollover effect that I wanted to give to the options, I use some light gray, like this one. And
Oh, that makes sense. It should be light because it's against a darker background, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
White or gray. That makes sense.
White and some light gray. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was really helpful. And then I also found another place. Where you can download also a collection of Windows 8 icons. The size is not. You can use it, but I think they're too small for me because they're just. They are just the size is 26 by 26 pixels, so they are a little bit small. But I think that anyway you can use it. You have a lot of different groups of collection of icons. But I'm sure that if you look on internet, you will find a lot of places where you can actually get icons. So the next step is to define the behavior of the dynamic elements like the buttons, the boxes, and the menus, tables, and so on. That will be the feel of the application. And before we were talking about the look. Try to respect as much as possible all the foundations, the guidelines in Metro. Normally, in order to do that, what I do is I create some mock-ups before, and I use also a nice tool called Mockup Screen. So this is this little nice program that I use to make my designs before I actually start developing the template and the look and feel. And then the last step is create the page template and all the control template that you think that might be necessary for your web application. So, do you hear me, Arnold?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
are you
I
sleeping?
talk once in a while just so you know, but I kind of didn't want to interrupt you too. So you're doing great.
Okay. Okay. As I said before, in one of the steps before, we need to understand the Windows 8 silhouette to be able to define the page layout. So that means we need to understand how it is the Windows 8 silhouette and how is the navigation designed for the Metro style applications. So the application page, also known as a canvas, is actually the base of our user interface. So this canvas or this application page will be the one which holds all the content of our application and all the controls. So whenever it's possible, we should integrate all our user interface elements into this base surface, right? So we can create in our application as many application pages as we need to support our user scenarios. So that will depend of the nature of our application, how complex or how easy it's our application. So the Metro, most of the Metro style applications in Windows 8 will use a hierarchical system of navigation, and of course this pattern is common and it should be familiar for most of the people. I think everybody knows what is a hierarchical system or hierarchical structure, and this is actually the navigation design they decide to include in the Metro application, because they think the applications are fast and they are fluid and they are easy to use and easy to understand for the user. So this is more or less how we should think about our applications when we design them. So in this hierarchy, we actually have some layers, and we have actually 3 layers. So the essence of this hierarchy is to separate all the content into different sections and different levels of details, and that's how we have 3 kind of layers or 3 kind of levels.
So these 3 layers are just the way they talk about it, not necessarily layers in WebDev, right?
No, exactly. This is part of their design. This
Okay.
is how they
They
how
describe it.
implement. This is how they implement the navigation. Actually, this is about the navigation. How
From
should be the
layer to layer,
navigation?
huh? Okay.
Yeah, but not necessarily. You don't need necessarily to have the 3 layers, because actually you will see it in my example. For what I did is I use this level, the second level, and the third level. So I use this level to show the user all the options they have in the program in different groups. For example, this is a group and this is another group, like the example that we saw before. And then since normally the applications that I do, or maybe most of the people do, is options, and then you call some kind of browse form or something like that, or some page where you want to show some information or do something. You don't need to have actually 3 layers. It's not necessary. It will be too much and it will be really unnecessary. So what you need is just a nice main clear main page with all the options, like a main menu, and then from that main menu you just call the different let's say browsers and form, like in any desktop application, client application. I mean, why I say client application, because normally I follow that design, browse form. But I will show you in the example. I think it will be more clear what I'm talking about. But this is how they think about should be the system of navigation. So the first level is the hub page. This should be the entry point to the application. So here the content is displayed in a rich horizontal painting. It's a panning view, which allow the users to get a glimpse or an overview of which is the main content of the application, which are the main options of the application. And in this hub, as you can see, we have different categories or different lists or different groups, which is this one, for example. This is a group of options, or could be also a group of applications. If we are talking about the operating system, this will be a group of applications. But if we are talking about our application, this will be a group of options, right? And
makes sense, yeah.
And then each of these category maps to the application section page, the second level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So each section should have some kind of content or some kind of functionality. And this hub should offer a lot of visual variety. Because the idea is that this level introduces the user into the different parts of the application and the main content of the application. So normally at this level, we have a kind of list or group of items under a big title. And these items are actually tiles or bricks, which can have any size or any color. It's up to the designer to define that features. I mean, there are no rules about how big should be the tiles and which color they should have or something like that. So you can see you have a big one here and then you have a small one here. So that is up to you. And then in the second level, in the section pages, here the content can be displayed in any form that best represent the scenario and the content that the section contains. So the section page consists basically of individual items, and each of those items are actually they actually have a detailed page, as you can see. This is the connection with the third level. And also in the section page, we can have groups. As you can see, this is a group of section page with a title. And here we have another group. And again, the size of the tiles is up to you. And then in the third level, we have the detail page. And here the details of the individual items are displayed, and also the format of this detail page could be different. That's depend of the particular type of content. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this. This is just an example. Here you have all the information regarding this section, the second level, but the way that you design or the way you put the information here is also up to you. And in this level is where we have actually the detail and where we have actually the functionality. So if this was a normal I don't know, administration application or CRM application, then this for me will be the main menu with all the options. Let's say, for example, this is customer, suppliers, sales, blah, blah, blah. And then when the user click here, what I have here in the detail page should be a browse and a form, so the user can update information or see the information or whatever.
Much
so the
flatter
functionality,
then.
Yeah, and the functionality, it will be actually here, right? This is just the entry point. This is just the overview of the application.
I can't wait to see yours.
Okay. We are just about.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a generic example about what I said before.
Looks pretty empty.
So this could be, for example, the first or the second level in the application, and we have the main title with big letters, and then we have the title of the group, and then we have the tiles or items or bricks or whatever you want to call it, and then here we have another group, and maybe here we can have another, just padding. How do you call it? Not scroll, but padding. How
everything's on the same page, right? I'll swipe.
Yeah. Swipe. Yeah.
Swiping.
That. Swiping. Yeah, exactly. And this could be, for example, the third level. You see? So this is actually the content, or this is where we have the content or the functionality of the different sections. And this is also important because to follow exactly the design, you need to have this back button to go back to the previous level to follow the hierarchy, and beside you need to have the title of the group, or the title of the item of the option we are talking about. So this is basically the design that I want to achieve in the example that I'm going to show you just in a few minutes. And then we need to follow some rules as much as we can regarding the page layout. And this is what they call the Windows A silhouette. And this is the page header. The idea is that the user interface in Windows 8 try to maintain a consistent silhouette across all the applications. And the signature, the characteristic or the signature of this silhouette is the white margin on the top and the white margin on the left, as you can see. And they say should be like this because this helps the user to understand this horizontal painting direction, right? So for the page header, for example, they say that we should have 100 pixels from the top here, and from the left margin we should have 120 pixels.
So 5 and 6 blocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we need to use the Seago lightweight for the title, the main title in the page header. Of course, I try to follow this, but I don't think, to be honest, I don't think we need to do it exactly to the letter. I mean, we need to know more or less this. We need to know more or less this size and this size, but I don't think we should be so restricted about that.
Yeah, we want to be creative.
Yeah. So this is the content region. The content region start here. It's all this blue area, of course, and they start at 140 pixels. So from here to here there are 140 pixels, and of course the left margin is still 120 pixels. The bottom margin is more flexible, and then we have the horizontal padding values. This is the space that you should have between the different options. They say they should be 10 pixels and 40 pixels between the different groups here. So again, I am
10 and 20? 10 and what?
This
10.
This is 10,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
And this is 40 for the different
groups?
Yeah, to separate the different groups, yeah.
Okay, 40. Okay.
But again, I'm not so.
Oh man, I want rules.
Yeah, I mean, I try to follow this layout, but not so precise, to be honest. And then in this horizontal, they say we should have 20 pixels. And here, if we are in the same group, it should be 10, more or less. And this is 80 pixels between the large groups, between the different groups.
So the subgroup was 40, but the bigger groups are 80.
80.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is more or less what I try to do with my example. So in order to do that, of course, first I have to investigate how to do and how the application should look. But as I said before, I didn't follow exactly all the rules because I think it's too much. So let's go to the example because I think that's the most interesting.
Yay! Oh wow.
Yeah. So what I normally do in my applications is I think I just said that before when I made some other presentations. Normally, I create the page template for my application. I don't use the RAD, or I don't use any of the models of or the template they include in WebDev, because I don't like them, to be honest. So I prefer to do my own designs and create my own templates, of course. So for this example, I create this page template, main page template, following all
Beautiful.
this guidelines.
I like it.
So yeah, I decided to use this blue color as a main background. And what I actually find out in the version 17, which I think is nice, is first of all I took one of the color scheme that I showed you before, and then I find out the color, this color, the color here on the top, and then I find out the color here on the bottom, and then I find out here
Is that a gradient?
actually. Exactly. We have a kind of tool, if you want to call it, here where you can create the gradient from WebDev. So you don't
Easy.
need to, yeah, you don't need to use any tool. Actually, you should just create gradient. You decide which shape do you want to follow. I think I use this one, and then I use both colors, as I told you before, both blue. And then I just save well, WebDev create I think it's a TPG, if I'm not wrong. No, it's a PNG actually. It's a PNG picture, and that's actually the one I use for my background.
Oh, nice.
So this is something that it wasn't in previous versions, so this is something new. But what I did before, I create actually the the color, the palette of colors. I mean, all all these colors that I use for my items. So, for example, if you go here to style,
Do you do color swatches from what the examples, like that kind of green and purple and that kind of stuff?
what do you mean?
You
These
know how
colors?
you can, yeah, you know, sometimes you can do eyedropper swatches from
Yeah, 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 yeah.
other
I think I.
people's website, and you just like, I like that color.
Yes, actually, what I did is I can show you. I think I took some of the example I have. I collect a lot of um, examples and a lot of inspiration from some other pages. And I think I took this one actually. I took this one, and I normally open this with a. You can just open this with a paint, and then you just find out this color and then this other color, and then that's how I create the gradient for the background. And then I just use all these colors, the options, and I use some of the color from of the some of the color schemes in the link that I gave you before. And that's how I create my color palette here, as you can see, document. And this is the name I use, and this is the RGB uh,
Nice.
for all my colors. So then the only thing I have to do is I have to put this into WebDev, of course, and I show you how it is.
Can, can you verbalize that in WebDev, or you gotta just pick them? You just say that cell is this color, and put it in a page template or something?
Yes. You just, yeah, exactly. Here you have the custom colors for your palette, and then you can edit, and then you can add here. Just put some name, use some name, and then you just put the RGB,
Numbers.
yeah, the numbers, and that's how you build your palette. And then
Got it.
you only have to use it.
Sweet.
So, so in the page, I use this gradient as a background. Again, there are no rules about which kind of colors you should use. It's up to you. And then for each option, for each item, as they call it in the design, I use a cell control, and to that cell control, I apply the background and the border color. So I just choose one of the color in my palette, and that's it. They don't have background image or overflow or nothing. It's just a cell with the color, one of the color of the palette. And then of course I have the title of the application, a big font. This is the name of the group. This is program option, is this group. And then we have another group called program tools. And I try to respect the gap between the groups, of course, and also the gap between the options. And then inside of each cell, I have the button, and this is what the user will click and for the style, I used in each button I use two images. Actually, one is this image, the white, and for the rollover I use the image, the same image, but with just a light gray, just to create the rollover effect, to create some kind of animation, because that's also one of the
Yeah, you want to see some motion. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then the name of the items, they are normally aligned to the left. So that's what I did. I aligned them to
Yeah,
the left.
Victoria, we have like 3 more minutes, so is
Okay.
that enough time or?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Okay. So I will show you how it actually works, because I think it's will be well. This is a template. The template doesn't have any functionality, it's just the design. I use you can see the rollover effect. And for example, in this option, I just, instead of using an icon, I use just picture. That's also allowed in the design. And as you can see, the size of the tiles are all different. And then I create another template for the browsers of the forms with this back button, the title of the option, and then the browse with three buttons, also metro style, for insert, change, and delete. And beside the browse, I actually have the form with the buttons to accept and reject, and I will show you how they work. So if we go to customers, then I have the browse, the buttons, and then when you select an option, you have all the fields and the data on the right, and then the button for accept and reject. And to go back, the back button, of course. And I use in each page, I use the same color as the option, but of course, again, here you can be creative and you can use whatever you want. You can use actually the same color for all the browse and form. but I thought it would be funny if we use the same color as the option. In the statistics, just have a page with some charts. Place order with the same color, and this is just for fun.
Nice.
And that's it. And as you can see, the to make the design is really easy. And I think it looks really nice.
You laid it all out, like it's hard coded to the location, right? So there's no resizing per se because.
No, resizing where? What do you mean? Resizing where?
I guess you don't have resizing in this kind of stuff. That's not.
No.
But it looks good. I'm looking forward to putting this on the iPad and see what it looks like.
Yeah. Me too. Just have to install this on my server and then take a look on the iPad and my iPhone also to see how.
Apple will like that, huh? Apple would like that.
Yeah.
Have the Windows modern UI there. Okay.
So if someone wants to have the example, I can just provide the example and also all the links with all the articles I have collected. I have a lot of articles from Microsoft Dev.
Yeah. So if you wanna package something up, I can put it on the website with your talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's super. Yes. I'm sorry I have to run, but
yeah, I also have something to do now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. This is so cool.
Okay. So cool. No, thank you. I
People are saying very nice job. Looks fun for great user experience, and thanks for sharing. And
okay.
People are typing, but I have to go start another webinar, so I gotta go.
Yeah, I know. Thanks you have two lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut me in half. Okay, take care, and again, Victoria, thank you so much.
Thank you.